what's a first in, almost 20 years, the FDA approving a drug to somehow treat Alzheimer's disease. Tell me about how, big of a breakthrough this treatment or drug could be, and why this is kind of a milestone.
Yeah, I think the main breakthrough here is that for over 20 years, we've been searching for something that can be disease modifying for Alzheimer's disease. What we mean by that is that treatments we have currently are symptomatic and that they may alleviate memory symptoms, but they don't stop progression of disease. And so the potential breakthrough with aducanumab is that theoretically this is a disease modifying, that is, that it could slow progression of this progressive disease.
And this wasn't without, a little bit of controversy, I guess. I mean, because there was two different reports, I guess, or studies that were out. One saying that it was effective, and another saying that it wasn't as effective as others believed. Is that concerning at all, or why would that even happen in the scientific process?
Yeah, I think the issue that had arisen is that with Alzheimer's research, this original molecule that's now being approved by the FDA, the research around this began, probably more than 14 years ago. So this is a really long journey. Takes a lot of effort and research and a lot of effort on the parts of patients that participate in these clinical trials. So that's, I think, what the controversy is that initially there hadn't been much of a, she hadn't been shown to have much improvement, but then on review with a smaller subset of those patients, it seemed like it did have an effect. And so the issue is that I think the FDA looked at, it seems, is that there's already been so much effort put into this. It seems like if there is some potential that this could be successful, then they wanted it to move forward and not to kind of have to go back to the drawing board and redo all those years of research.
And we talk about the years of research, and then we finally see, a drug get FDA approval. Do you think this opens the door for more research and more things to be approved by the FDA to hopefully treat Alzheimer's in the future?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. So there's a lot of molecules that work in a similar way by kind of using the immune system to target these misfolded proteins. And so hopefully this is kind of a proof of principle molecule that could, we could use similar techniques to target other, proteins that may have even a larger impact.
And yeah, and so I'm not sure of your knowledge of this drug itself, but could you briefly explain how this works and what it kind of aims to do?
Yeah, I can briefly go over the research behind this. And so the idea behind this particular molecule, this class of molecules, is that in the brain during neurodegenerative diseases, certain proteins that have some function within the brain begin to misfold and form some pathological aggregates that are toxic to neurons. And this progresses over time and more protein accumulates, and we think this is toxic in the brain. And so the way that this type of molecule works is it's a type of immunotherapy. And so there are two types of immunotherapy. There's active and passive, and active immunotherapy is what you get when you get a vaccination, and essentially you're given something and your immune system reacts to it and protects you from it in the future. This is different than that in that it's a passive immunotherapy, and that what they've done is develop antibodies which recognize that that misfolded protein, and they'll directly administer that. So your body doesn't have to attack the protein itself. They're providing that antibody so your body can recognize that protein and hopefully clear it from the brain. And I think what these types of studies have shown is that we had thought maybe this wouldn't be efficacious in the brain, but it turns out that they can enter the brain and remove some of these toxic proteins. I think the controversy has been to what extent this will modify cognitive decline. And so I think that's the more controversial part, but I think it's really remarkable that all the research done has really shown that this is a possible way to clear what we think is a toxic protein from the body.
And yeah, overall, despite whatever the controversy may be in the approval of this drug alone, do you think this is kind of a win for the research, the science community, as well as some of the families that are out there that have loved ones who have Alzheimer's disease?
Yeah, certainly. I think for us all, this is something we have all been waiting for. We all know that there's no disease modifying treatment for Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease or many of these neurodegenerative diseases, and so to have something that is potentially disease modifying, I think this is really encouraging for the field that this really complex and devastating disease we may actually be able to modify it to slow progression, to stop progression.